Trump says that Mark Johnson is Martin Luther King on steroids. That he's 2.0 better than Martin Luther King. Now this is an African that believes that they should bring back slavery because he would like to own some himself. That believes that he loves the Nazis, or may I say the American Ku Klux Klan. Trump is perverting the system of America. Trump said that his January speech on the ellipse was better than Martin Luther King I Had a Dream speech. He said that he had bigger crowds than Martin Luther King on January 6th. Trump said, insinuating that his speech was better than Martin Luther King and that he had bigger crowds than Martin Luther King. And this was a day that they almost blew up Kamala Harris at the DNC with 2 pipe bombs, that they almost hanged his vice president, that they almost killed Nancy Pelosi when his militias ran in to the Capitol Rotunda. Trump at the Charlottesville Nazis were adoring General Lee with a bunch of KKK Nazis bearing tiki torches, saying that y'all will not replace us, meaning minorities, Africans, Latinos, Jewish people. And so Trump kept on bragging about General Lee after Charlottesville, when he said there was fine peoples on both sides. After Charlottesville, Trump went to every rally of his attending every stadium after Charlottesville, bragging about General Lee, how General Lee knew how to fight wars because he always took the high ground. And in them same rallies, he denigrated sports players, American sports players, civil rights activists, that when they kneeled and prayed for awareness and liberation from slavery, Trump called them unpatriotic son of a bitches, that they're disrespecting the flag. And that's what eventually broke out the riots, because Trump, for a year after Charlottesville, bragging about Nazi general love for General Lee. He did that for every rally for close to a year after Charlottesville, whistleblowing to all the American Ku Klux Klans that loved General Lee. Trump said at one of his rallies, because he kept on repeating the same General Lee adornment at every rally, but one particular rally he said, General Lee was a great general. He knew how to fight wars because he always took the high ground. Unfortunately, his last battle, he got caught on low ground, and you know how that went. So Trump kept on bragging about General Lee at every rally, talking about that he's going to defend the Confederate named bases, where African American soldiers served to protect the nation under a banner of training camps that are endured by the Confederate armies. He wanted to protect the Confederate named bases, the Confederate state flags. Trump Jr. said that abandoning the state Confederate flag, that he don't see why they should do that, because it's part of a proud tradition, meaning symbolisms of Confederates. So for an American commander, a chief, a president, a leader of this nation to adore Confederate Nazis or the Ku Klux Klans, and then denigrate sports players when they kneel and pray for awareness to civil rights, to condemn them and say somehow they're unpatriotic, it's a tragedy within the republic. So I can't bear this conservative values no more. I can't stand these conservative values on my shoulder, bearing down on me like whips of enslavement, of fascism, of white supremacy. And for this Uncle Tom that you call Mark Robinson to say to bring slavery back because he would like to own some himself. For Kanye West to go around and saying that he has love for Nazis, knowing that they're part of the Ku Klux Klan. You can't distinguish between Nazis and the Ku Klux Klan because they're one of the same. And Trump is such an animal that he compares himself better than Martin Luther King. So at the end of the day, this nation is becoming a nation of tyranny. With fascism that doesn't want to go away. With fascism that refuses to go away. With racism that refuses to stop. At the end of the day, if we keep on with these conservative values, minorities will be in bondage, back into slavery. With this Trump of white supremacy conservative values of the alt-right, close to the Third Reich. And this is the American dream that Martin Luther King dreamed of? When you have a nominee for the Republicans that you call Trumpery? Trumpery. Look it up in the dictionary. Because Trump's true definition is highlighted with that name. This nation is a nation of nightmares. When you think that the conservative values of this republic stands for the Ku Klux Klan, racism, and denigrating migrants like we're subhuman species, insisting that we're varmints, that we're inferior, that we're animals, that we eat cats and dogs, denying Africans their equal rights under the Bill of Rights, to be considered equal when they kneel and pray for equal rights and liberation off their shoulders from enslavement of white supremacy. And all the conservative chief of command can do is denigrate them and call them bitches and unpatriotic. While Trump says, stand up and salute me. I'm the fascist leader of America. And he brags and brags, and he keeps on bragging and bragging about General Lee when there were fine peoples that he perceives bearing tiki torches. For a whole year at his rallies, he couldn't stop talking about General Lee. And in them same rallies, denigrating sports players for kneeling and praying for liberation of enslavement of racism upon their nation. But this is the abomination that you call Trumpery. This is America's conservatives, the alt-rights. Close to the Third Reich, if you ask me.